Imagine being a teenager, getting text messages from an unknown number, messages telling you to kill yourself, messages calling you names, messages threatening you. And when you tell your mom, she comforts you. She tells you to ignore them. She tells you you're beautiful. She's your biggest supporter. And then you find out the messages were coming from her. Before we dive into one of the most disturbing cases of parental betrayal in recent history, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the American Shadow family. This case is currently trending on Netflix. Everyone is talking about it. And when you hear what this mother did to her own daughter, you won't believe it. Drop your state in the comments below. Let's talk about this together. This is the story of Kendra Licari, a 42-year-old mother from Michigan, who spent over a year cyberbullying, catfishing, and psychologically torturing her own 13-year-old daughter, and she almost got away with it. Mount Pleasant, Michigan, 2020. Lauryn Licari was a typical middle school student. 13 years old, she had friends. She had a boyfriend named Owen McKenny. She was doing well in school. She was happy. And then, in October 2020, the messages started. Lauryn's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Hi, Lauryn. Owen is breaking up with you." Lauryn was confused. Who was this? How did they know her name? How did they know about Owen? Another message. "He no longer likes you and hasn't liked you for a while." And another. "It's obvious he wants me." Lauryn was devastated. She showed the messages to Owen. He had no idea who was sending them. He wasn't breaking up with her. He loved her. But someone was trying to break them apart. The messages stopped after a few days. Lauryn and Owen stayed together. And for almost a year, everything seemed fine. But on September 13th, 2021, the messages came back. And this time, they were worse. So much worse. "Kill yourself now, betch. His life would be better if you were dead. Dead #BangBang #suicide. The messages came constantly. Every day, sometimes dozens of times a day. They were cruel, graphic, sexual. They told Lauryn she was ugly, that she wasn't good enough for Owen, that she wasn't satisfying him sexually, that he wanted other girls, that she should just die. Lauryn was only 14 years old, and she was being tormented by someone she didn't know, someone who seemed to know everything about her life. The messages didn't just target Lauryn. Owen started getting them too. Messages from girls claiming they wanted to be with him. Messages saying Lauryn was cheating on him. Messages trying to convince him to break up with her. At one point, the unknown texter pretended to be a girl named Kate. She sent Owen messages saying she liked him, that she wanted to be with him, that Lauryn wasn't good enough for him. Owen didn't respond. He knew something was wrong, but he didn't know who was behind it. Lauryn's mental health deteriorated. She became anxious, depressed. She didn't want to go to school. She didn't want to be on her phone. She was scared, confused, and she had no idea who was doing this to her. But her mom was there, Kendra Licari, supportive, loving, comforting. She told Lauryn to ignore the messages. She told her she was beautiful. She told her not to let some random person get to her. She was the perfect mother. Or so it seemed. By January 2022, the situation had become unbearable. Lauryn and Owen's families went to the police. The Isabella County Sheriff's Office opened an investigation. They took the case seriously. This wasn't just bullying. This was stalking, harassment, and it involved minors. Detectives started tracing the messages. They worked with phone companies. They analyzed the texts. And slowly they started to piece together where the messages were. Coming from the investigation took months. The texter was using apps to hide their identity. They were using fake phone numbers. They were careful, but not careful enough. In August 2022, investigators got a break. They traced the IP address of one of the accounts used to send the messages, and when they saw where it led, they couldn't believe it. The messages were coming from inside Lauryn's own house. More specifically, they were coming from Kendra Licari's phone. Lauryn's mother, the woman who had comforted her, who had told her to stay strong, who had acted horrified by the messages. She was the one sending them. On August 10, 2022, detectives confronted Kendra. At first, she denied everything, but when they showed her the evidence, she broke down. She admitted it. She had been sending the messages, for over a year, to her own daughter, but even in her confession, Kendra tried to minimize what she'd done. She claimed she didn't send the first batch of messages in October 2020. She said someone else sent those, but she admitted she fed off from it and started sending messages herself in September 2021. She said she got caught up in sending the messages, like it was some kind of accident, like she hadn't been systematically terrorizing her own child for months. Kendra Licari was arrested. She was charged with 2 counts of stalking a minor, 2 counts of using a computer to commit a crime, and 1 count of obstruction of justice. The community was shocked. How could a mother do this to her own daughter? What kind of person would torture a child like this? And why? Psychologists later suggested that Kendra may have been suffering from a condition called Cyber-Munchausen syndrome by proxy. It's a twisted variation of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, where a caregiver fabricates or induces illness in someone under their care in order to gain attention and sympathy. In Kendra's case, she may have been creating a crisis for her daughter so that she could be the hero, the comforting mother, the one who was always there, the one Lauryn depended on. But the messages went far beyond creating a problem to solve. They were cruel, sadistic, designed to destroy Lauryn's self-esteem and her relationship with Owen. In May 2023, Kendra Licari pleaded guilty. She was sentenced to 19 months to 5 years in prison. She was also ordered to have no contact with Lauryn or Owen. Lauryn testified at her mother's sentencing. She talked about the impact the messages had on her, how they made her feel, how they changed her. And she looked her mother in the eye and told her the truth. She was hurt, she was betrayed, and she would never forgive her. Kendra served her time, and in August 2024, after serving just over a year, she was released on parole. But the story didn't end there. In September 2025, Netflix released a documentary about the case. It's called Unknown Number: The High School Catfish, and it's gone viral. The documentary tells Lauryn's story. It shows the messages. It interviews the detectives who worked the case, and it even includes interviews with Kendra herself, from prison. In the documentary, Kendra tries to explain why she did it. She talks about her own struggles, her own insecurities, but her explanations ring hollow, because at the end of the day she tortured her own child for over a year, and she seemed to enjoy it. Lauryn, now 18 years old, is trying to move forward with her life. She's no longer in contact with her mother. She's focused on healing, on rebuilding her self-esteem, on living a life free from the woman who was supposed to protect her, but instead became her tormentor. Owen and Lauryn are no longer together. The stress of the situation took a toll on their relationship, but they remain friends, and they both acknowledge that they survived something most people can't even imagine. The case has sparked conversations about a new kind of abuse: digital abuse, Cyber-Munchausen syndrome by proxy, the ways parents can weaponize technology to control and manipulate their children. And it's raised a terrifying question. How many other parents are doing this? How many other kids are being tormented by the people who are supposed to love them most? Kendra Licari is out of prison now. She's on parole. She's living her life. But Lauryn will carry the scars of what her mother did to her for the rest of her life. The messages are gone, but the damage remains. This case is a reminder that sometimes the monster isn't a stranger. It's not someone lurking online. It's not some faceless predator. Sometimes the monster is your own mother. Thank you for watching American Shadow. This case is trending right now on Netflix. Have you watched the documentary? What do you think? How could a mother do this to her own child? Drop your state and your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our stories. If you or someone you know is experiencing cyberbullying, please reach out for help. The Cyberbullying Research Center has resources at cyberbullying.org. You are not alone. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and remember, not everyone who says they love you has your best interests at heart. Lauryn, if you're watching this, you are strong. You are a survivor. And you deserved so much better.